saying that we don't need the support from Black people because we got each other. We got Mexicans, Hondurans, Salvadorans, Nicaraguenses. He basically mentioned all Central America and said, we don't need you guys. If you guys can't support each other, how is it that we need your support? Or how is it that we're going to even get your support? Anybody who saw that video, I watched the whole...
Well, as you see, we got it right here, Mr. Show. And today we're covering a topic that's widely covered right now. And it's this thing that's going on between Black Americans and Latinos. And I should say, might as well say Black Canadians too, because I'm up in here in Canada and these things could be guaning. You understand? Shout out to all my Latina brethren and sistrins. I've had many over the years here in Canada, and I don't know if it's the same out here, but I guess things are how they are. You get what I'm saying? Let me just play a little piece of this and see what's going on here. Check this out.
Right. Latinos did forget all of the support that Black people gave us and helped us get to a place where our great-grandparents and our parents and then the children born today were able.
All right, so let's just get
Black.
into it.
I know Black. Imposible. I know Black. I'm Dominican. I'm Puerto Rican.
No, me no negro. No negro.
Yeah, I told that Black kid to clean my room.
When the chips are down, you Latinos forget the support from the Black folks.
But she looks at him and says, Héctor, ¿estás revisando la comida que sale antes que las envuelves? Hector says, sí, claro.
That rhetoric that we should hate each other, now more than ever, we should see how alike we are.
The closest thing we have to Homo sapiens on planet Earth is Black people.
Porque de nada yo tengo que mentir. I have to lie about nothing.
But when it comes to Black people specifically, Indian people have extremely racist views about Black people.
So the CBSA, which is the Canada Border Services Agency, is now conducting spot checks and raids.
Holy crow. Before we get too serious on this, yo. Before we get too serious, I got something that I want you to see. But I'm telling you, I haven't had this experience with the Latinas. Shout out to all my Puerto Rican, my brethren from Mexico and South America, Costa Rica. I mean, like, I just haven't had these issues. Seeing Chile, right? Honduras, yo. But guess what? If everybody's saying it, then there must be some kind of validity to what's going on. And I do know that colorism exists in all facets of the planet. Look at for example, the Chinese. They don't like the Tibetans. Tibetans are so dark. Generalizing, am I? Yes. Look at the Indians. The Indians don't like the darker. The Indians don't like the lighter Indians, don't like the darker Indians, blah, blah, blah. Same thing with my melanated people. It's a constant fight. This thing called colorism. But before we get too serious, let's get into it. It's the Mr. Show. Shout out to Jammies, King Jammies, and Shinehead. Let's go. This is crazy. Okay, so, yo, he needs more than some milk, Richard. Let's do this in slow motion. All right, so did you see talk about over accommodating. This brother needs some milkshakes. Yo, let's watch this again in slow-mo. I'm not going to stop the video anymore because after this, it gets really serious, okay? So shout out to all my melanated people around the planet, all my YTE people around the planet. It gets serious after this, so let's have fun. And log in, subscribe, and like. Let's go. Yo. Yo, hold on a second here. Hold on. Doesn't it seem like she's going faster? She seems like she's trying to move faster to make it harder. Let's go.
I know black. I know.
Yeah. And she had the nerve to look at him like, how dare you? Yeah. Okay. I told you it was going to get serious. So I'm not going to do no more talking because, you know, this kind of boils under my blood because, I mean, what's the problem? Everybody has an issue with black people. Everybody has an issue with black people. What is the problem? I mean, clearly, you guys like our style, our culture, our music, our men, our women, our everything. Athletics, entertainment, right? Everything. So, and clearly, we can understand and we've learned every language. What's the problem around the planet with God's chosen people, yo? Let's get into it. I know black. Yeah. Everybody's from Africa, bro. Let's go.
Black.
No, me no negro. No negro. Oh shit, the police, cuz. Fuck. They don't give a fuck. Shit.
I know black.
Holy frijoles!
The amount of racism, colorism.
Yo, I just want you guys to know that. You guys all know. If anyone has watched my channel before, you know that I use Speedy Gonzalez way before this issue is going on. Let's go.
Fuck. They don't give a fuck. Shit.
I know black.
Holy frijoles!
The amount of racism, colorism, texturism, all kinds of isms that I have to deal with within my own community as a Hispanic and Latin American woman. I can full-heartedly, with a big old wide mouth and my entire chest, say that Hispanic people have hatred towards black people. The darker they are, the more hate we receive.
The force be with you.
Always.
Of course, it's not blatant and it's not overt. It is literally ingrained
It's covert, and it is ingrained generationally
in our own community, in our own heritage, in our own culture to be anti-black. You may not want to hear it, and you don't like the statement. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. And this is not me being angry or coming towards you. I'm speaking to you from experience. Porque de nada yo tengo que mentir. I have to lie about nothing.
Latinos and Mexicans.
You know, this comment.
I know black. Imposible. I know black. I'm Dominican. I'm Puerto Rican.
All I said was, hey, I need to speak to a manager whenever you guys get a chance. I'm going to be standing right here. Okay, cool. Manager comes out, maybe no more than 5 minutes. Yes, how can I help you? I was like, yes, hi. I was here about 20 minutes ago, and I ordered about 10 value burgers, blah, blah, blah. Give her the gist. She goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Looks at the guy at the cashier, right? For the sake of the story, we'll call him Hector, okay? But she looks at him and says, Hector, ¿estás revisando la comida que sale antes que las envuelves? Hector says, sí, claro. She replies and says, ¿estás seguro? Porque esta señora me dijo que tú le diste hamburguesa sin carne. This little boy go look me up and down and tell her, te está mintiendo, nomás quiere comida gratis.
Holy frijoles!
I saw a video of a Hispanic man today saying that we don't need the support from black people because we got each other. We got Mexicans, Hondurans, Salvadorians, Nicaraguenses. He basically mentioned all Central America and said, we don't need you guys. If you guys can't support each other, how is it that we need you?
Wait. What do you feel about that? Do we need each other? Or can we live completely separate like the Asians do it sometimes? You know, everybody does it. I mean, like, I think personally, right, that black people are very giving, maybe too giving. Yeah. Too rewarding for nothing. Too accepting. And definitely some kind of, I forgot the name of the syndrome where we fall in love with the oppressor. Almost obsessively, bro. It's crazy. So I want to say shout out to this Latina chick right here. And people, if I'm saying it wrong, I don't mean any disrespect. I don't know Latino, Latina. Me not really know any brethren. Is it? Is it? So I want to say shout out to this lady right here. Because I believe that her apology of what she's apologizing for, if she has to at all, is sincere. Let's go. Speedy.
I saw a video of a Hispanic man today saying that we don't need the support from black people because we got each other. We got Mexicans, Hondurans, Salvadorians, Nicaraguenses. He basically mentioned all Central America and said, we don't need you guys. If you guys can't support each other, how is it that we need your support? Or how is it that we're going to even get your support? Anybody who saw that video, I watched the whole thing. Anybody who saw that video that's black, I'm sorry. I'm wholeheartedly sorry. We don't all think like that.
I believe her. Your apology is accepted. And so all my Latina brethrens, Mexican, anywhere you come from, bro, accepted. Apology accepted from the boss.
My heart has been filled with so much joy seeing the support from the black community. Because we're finally coming to realize that we are so much alike. That we need each other, that we need to support each other. That rhetoric that we should hate each other, now more than ever, we should see how alike we are.
When the chips are down, you Latinos forget the support from the black folks.
All right, this is a very important dude. I'm not going to interrupt him. He's saying some really serious things, going right back to the civil rights movement and how black people liberated America and everybody took advantage of it, from the Asians to the Indians to the Latinos. Everyone took advantage and benefited. I shouldn't say took advantage, but definitely benefited from what's going on. And, you know, if in terms of my opinion for what's happening with all of this newfound or newly broadcasted RACIism, right? I believe that a lot of pressure are on these people, any persons from any race and culture that comes to a country and they're not legit. The paperwork ain't straight. I'm sure every culture and every race is crying. But why are they hating on black people? We were brought to this side of town, some of us. And if you know the real history, we were also already here, right? So there ain't nowhere for us to go except for the motherland, back to Africa. So let's go.
And I cannot agree with this creator more. The Latino community and its anti-blackness is strong, and it needs to be expelled from our community. We hate black people within our own communities, where Latinos, and I'm talking to Dominicans right now, my people would say, oh no, I'm not black, I'm black white, or I'm Latino black. Whatever excuse to remove themselves from being African American, US black. The anti-blackness, the colorism in our community is so fucking toxic that is how white supremacists were able to split us up against each other, Latino against Latino, and also Latino against black Americans. And now we're seeing birthright citizenship being taken away, the 1965 Civil Rights Act being attacked.
Yo, divide and rule. The oldest game in the book that still works. Divide and rule. Come on, Latinas. Come on, melanated people. Come on, people of every race. The race don't matter anymore. We can all do what we want in this world. Why do we have to be so petty to take it down to the race? All it does is make me have to defend myself and my race. And he has to defend himself and his race. Why? For what? Are we part of the human race? Remember that? Yo, HOMOSAPIENS, Neanderthals, whatever we are. We part of the human race, yo. So I just want to play this properly without zero Zero interruption, okay? Big up. Check it out.
The Latino community and its anti-blackness is strong, and it needs to be expelled from our community. We hate black people within our own communities, where Latinos, and I'm talking to Dominicans right now, my people, would say, oh no, I'm not black, I'm black white, or I'm Latino black. Whatever excuse to remove themselves from being African American, US black. The anti-blackness, the colorism in our community is so fucking toxic that is how white supremacists were able to split us up against each other, Latino against Latino, and also Latino against black Americans. And now we're seeing birthright citizenship being taken away, the 1965 Civil Rights Act being attacked. And what a lot of Latinos don't know is that the 1965 Civil Rights Act was...
Listen to this keenly, people.
Also what gave a lot of immigrants like your parents the ability to actually become U.S. citizens. So birthright citizenship, a pathway to a status, was established, was given to us by the hard work of the black community. And when we were beneficiaries of all that great work that they did, what did the Latino community do?
That's the word, beneficiaries. What did y'all do with it?
Spit in their face by voting for Trump, and now all that hard work is being wiped away.
I wish he went a little bit more broad with it, because me being in Canada with the American political vote, it doesn't really matter that much to me, but it matters. I don't get it twisted, because I know Canada follows along with the U.S. somewhat. And, you know, but it doesn't really matter to me about the voting part, so I didn't really like how he ended with that part. But I do believe everything he said is so true. And everyone, let's ease up off of this racism business, or I don't know if I could even say that on YouTube. Yo.
Kick it, kick it, kick it.
Let's go. Please like and subscribe, people.
And that's right. Latinos did forget all of the support that black people gave us and helped us get to a place where our great-grandparents and our parents and then the children born today were able to be part of this country. That's why I'm trying to work harder than ever to do two things. One, expel the anti-blackness in our community, because like I said before, we are black. And also trying to do my best to rebuild between Latinos and black Americans. Is it going to be easy?
Great job, bro. And don't be ever scared to say it. Say it loud and say it proud. If you black, you black. And, you know, it's a dominant gene.
Hell no. Is there a lot of work to do on our part? Hell yes. But like I've said 1,000 times before, we are stronger together, and we need to stop doing the white supremacist work for them.
Subscribe.
Yo, that dude who you say subscribe there, please subscribe to his channel too. I'm sorry. So all the content creators that I use some of their stuff and I do reactions to, I want to say enough respect to you guys. Thank you. You guys got good stuff. That's why I use it. But I try my best to remix it, do my own editing, big up Snakey's editing. And I try my best to send a shout out to the people who I get the content from. Right? They say, oh, it's down in the description and all that. But yo, like I don't even go down in the description too much, man. Let's go. No more talking.
Not only that, but I truly believe that black women historically, culturally, and traditionally holds the most attractiveness to black men. They are the most perfect partners for black men. That's simple as that. I don't only date black women. I'm just stating that I love black women. That's it.
He would make Dr. Umar proud. For real. Okay, so, and I ain't got no problem with dating outside the race. All right, so check this out, people. This one here is very controversial, but I believe that on the channel here, I keep talking about one type of thing, and you stick to your niche and all that stuff in YouTube. But this is definitely part of the conversation here. Now, remember one time ago when they used to call us monkeys, black people monkeys? Well, the African scientists have debunked that, and we're going to show you exactly how that all went down, but check this out. The Rh negative blood type, go and look into that. Go and look into that, and look at the connection of the Rh negative blood type to the rhesus monkey. And then look at the connection of the rhesus monkey to modern day man. And you're gonna find out that the Homo sapien, the African man, is like true man.
You remember once upon a time we used to call black people monkeys. It was a thing, like we were just monkeys. Well, I believe Kenyan scientists now got mad and decided, you know what, fuck this thing. Since you're using racism to be, you're using science to be racist to us, let's use science to debunk it. So African African scientists now released a finding, whatever. So if you don't know, human evolution, right? So the closest thing we have to Homo sapiens, which is this current form of evolution, the closest thing we have to Homo sapiens on planet Earth is black people, Africa.
Please look up Homo sapiens. And you know, it's funny because I went to Google with it and I was getting some real weird stuff, man. Homo sapiens are most Africans who have not left the continent of Africa and all their roots are there in Africa. Most of them have a really high percentage of Homo sapien, if you want to call it that. The true, real human being. Hue lightens the color. Human, come on. The new man, a human, come on. We'll talk about that on some other show. But what he's saying right now here, when they try to use science and DNA to discredit the melanated man, that's not what my channel is about, but we're going to talk about that today.
Check this out.
So let's go.
I believe Kenyan scientists now got mad and decided, you know what, fuck this thing. Since you're using racism to be, you're using science to be racist to us, let's use science to debunk it. So African African scientists now released a finding, whatever. So if you don't know, human evolution, right? So the closest thing we have to Homo sapiens, which is this current form of evolution, the closest thing we have to Homo sapiens on planet Earth is black people, Africans, specifically West Africans. While it's been found that every living single on Earth has Neanderthal DNA in them. So African scientists now flip the script on them, and then in the African community, if you notice, like, you notice Neanderthal is a thing. So when that came out, African scientists were like, yo, how can you be out here calling us monkeys when we literally are the only pure Homo sapiens on Earth, and you are the literal monkey. You literally have monkey DNA in you, Neanderthal. So that kind of died down, and scientists were like, yeah, nah, this is an L we're not gonna take. So they went and came back with the ghost DNA. The ghost DNA, if you notice, it's like less than 10 years old. So scientists came back and said, well, guess what, you Africans, you're not pure Homo sapiens either, because we found a ghost DNA in you.
Oh, this guy's spitting. You need to go and check out Kemet, right? And I mean, there's a lot of information out there. That ghost DNA is the secret to the next level. But you got to be spiritual to even blink on things like that. So check this out.
That obviously we've not discovered before. That's when Ghanaian scientists came out with their own, and they said, oh yes, you did find a ghost DNA. The ghost DNA is the next step of human evolution, and that's the reason you can only find it in us, because we're the only pure Homo sapiens, and when it's time to evolve, we will evolve to that ghost DNA, and you monkeys will remain as monkeys. So that's where the conversation ended. And the scientists, if you notice, people no longer use DNA and genes to do racism, because Africans showed them that we're the ones that are supposed to be here. They're Neanderthal.
I'm at work. I work at the Hampton Inn. I'm trying to smile because I'm so upset and I feel so degraded right now. So I work the front desk. I'm home from school, so I'm not always here. So there were two gentlemen at the desk, one white guy and one Hispanic guy. They were beating at the desk, and I said from the back, you don't have to do all that. But I said it so nice and respectfully. Give me 1 second. And so I walk up, and the man says, my room has not been cleaned in 5 days, and I requested it to be cleaned. And I said, okay, sir, what's your room number? He tells me his room number, but he has this bad attitude. Give me 1 second. So I told him, like, I will put it in as a report that you want your room cleaned for tomorrow. Everything will be handled. He goes to say, yeah, I told that black kid to clean my room.
specific video is Indian people and anti-black racism specifically.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now, people, I live in Canada. I'm in Canada. That's where I live. And I live in a place in Canada called Brampton. And Brampton in Canada, boy, oh boy. It is definitely the new hotspot for the Indians, like worldwide. I'm sure these mans are in New Delhi thinking about a place named Brampton, right? Because it is absolutely a lot of Indians. And what I do notice out here, is that even amongst the Indian community, there's a high level of colorism. Light-skinned Indian with dark-skinned Indians is a big problem. And one of my good brethren from work, shout out to Raj, you know, he explains a lot of these things to me, yo. And Sonny, big up Sonny. They explain things to me, well, Raj does at least, in terms of Indian culture and how they see black people. So this lady here is going to tell it to you straight. She's an Indian lady. And she says some controversial stuff because, I mean, she used to live in South Africa talking about, listen to this. Listen to what she says, right? And I'm not blaming her at all. She's just telling her story. Let's go.
So whether this is within the country of India or whether this is when Indian people immigrate to any part of the world, whether it be on the African continent, in North America, South America, wherever, Indian people have... And again, I'm not saying every single Indian person, but I'm talking about Indian people generally. Our society,
just about a billion of them. So just in general, okay.
Our culture, the belief systems that Indian people hold, etc. Indian people are extremely, extremely racist, especially towards black people.
No, she's definitely going to have to say not all, right? And, you know, I'm from the Caribbean, so we got Indians in the Caribbean too, right? We got Indians up in Trinidad and thing. We have Indians in South America, up in Guyana and thing, that are more considered Caribbean Indians, you get me? Then there we have the Middle Eastern Indians, like from India and thing, right? Pakistan, and went in the Sri Lanka and those places. It looks like that's where the problem is. How dare they? How dare they? The first people to inhabit India, the land, were black people, black Africans. They're so black that they're called the purple people. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying.
Stop the cap.
I ain't lying, bro. They're called the purple people. Go look them up. Shout out to the Olmecs. I did a lot of talking here, but let's go, my friend. She's going to talk about why Indians don't like blacks. That's pretty much what that is. Let's go.
And I'm not saying every single Indian person, but I'm talking about Indian people generally. Our society, our culture, the belief systems that Indian people hold, etc. Indian people are extremely, extremely racist, especially towards black people. And if you take a black person who has been around Indian people for any period of time, black people pick up on this. It's something that is, this is not a secret. Whether you're talking to, say African students who study in India, which there are African students who are there.
Yo, when I go to the typical 7-Eleven, when I go to a certain food spot and I see certain Indian,
He needs some milk.
and I feel the vibe.
Or whether you're talking about, say, Kenyans. There's a large population of Kenya that are Indian people that have immigrated to that country, or South Africa, or Canada, or the United States, whatever. But black people pick up on Indian people's racism because it is quite apparent. It's something that that is there. It's obvious. So I'm just going to give you an example of me, my family, and the Indian people in South Africa. When I grew up there, I spent for the first 12 years of my life under apartheid. So we had servants, maids, cooks, gardeners, etc. And all of these people were Africans. They were black people. And all of the Indians in South Africa had servants. Okay, they were all black. Now, how were these servants treated? They were treated as subhuman. They were not considered to be human beings with feelings. They drank out of different cups. So Indian people would not share their table with the servants who were an integral part of their household. They took care of their children. They drove them everywhere. They cooked for them, but they had to eat off of separate dishes. They could not.
Let me just turn this blood clot thing down, yo.
If, say, for example, when we left our home and we traveled, so we lived in Peter Maritzburg, we traveled to.
I don't want to hear this rich Indian girl story about how black people were degraded around her family, and I guess she couldn't do anything about it. And what is she doing today to liberate the situation? What is she doing today? Like, it's like I don't even want to hear the story, Bridget. Okay, yes, okay.
They drank out of different cups. So Indian people would not share their table with the servants who were an integral part of their household. They took care of their children. They drove them everywhere. They cooked for them, but they had to eat off of separate dishes. They could not sit on the furniture. They, if, say, for example, when we left our home and we traveled, so we lived in Peter Maritzburg, we traveled to Durban on the weekends, holidays, whatever. Our maid would come with us. She was not allowed to sleep on or sit on our furniture or sleep on our furniture, so she had to sleep on the floor. These are things that all Indian people.
I didn't see that little kid.
They had to eat off of separate.
Where was that little kid?
I grew up there. I spent the first 12 years of my life under apartheid. So we had servants, maids, cooks, gardeners, etc.
That's crazy.
Children, they drove them everywhere. They cooked for them, but they had to eat off of separate dishes. They could not sit on the furniture. They, if, say, for example, when we left our home and we traveled, so we lived in Peter Maritzburg, we traveled to Durban on the weekends, holidays, whatever. Our maid would come with us. She was not allowed to sleep on or sit on our furniture or sleep on our furniture. So
you know, just the words that she would say is bothering me. Like, our maid would come with us. I know she's being genuine, and I know she's not that chick, right? But it's just...
she had to sleep on the floor. These are things that all Indian people did in South Africa. And blah, blah, blah. These are not uncommon things that Indian people say within themselves. I have been privy to these conversations in whether it's, say a friend situation or families or extended families or just in my Indian community. These are very common beliefs that most all Indian people will espouse. They will say things like, well, white people have no culture. Their food is horrible. They just go on and on and on. But
so pretty much the Indians don't think that for them things stink. Their SHIT does not stink. And it could make beef patty, as we would have said in Jamaica. Your SHIT could make beef patties, bro? That's how the Indians are going on, bro? For real? Really?
When it comes to Black people specifically, Indian people have extremely racist views about Black people. And it doesn't matter how, nice this Black person is.
Yo, Black people, we are so cool, bro. We are so fucking cool. We are such the bomb that everybody emulates, takes, wants to be seen with, wants to hang out with, wants to be a part of the clique. Black people, we are so cool, bro. Them bomba clap people, don't let nobody throw you off, yo. Black people, we are too cool.
How educated they might.
Black people.
I know black. I know black. I know black. Impossible. I know black. I'm Dominican. I'm Puerto Rican.
We are just absolutely too cool for all of them. Shout out, shout out. Thanks for tuning in. Log in. Please like and subscribe. And let's keep it rolling, yo. It's the Mr. Show. Thanks for logging in.
But she looks at him and says, Héctor, ¿estás revisando la comida que sale antes que las envuelves? Hector says, Sí, claro.
that rhetoric that we should hate each other, now more than ever, we should see how alike we are.
The closest thing we have to Homo sapiens on planet Earth is black people.
Porque de nada yo tengo que mentir. I have to lie about nothing.
But when